Good morning, kings and queens of the Most High. Jonathan Logan here with another Devo. This Devo I'm very excited about. It was very quick and it was very straight to the point. So that's what we're going to do. But to take care of some in-house things first, I love that when I take up on new assignments and new tasks, I love that I am the type of person to accept constructive criticism, new ideas, a different way of doing things, or a different perspective. I love it because going back to some of our devos, I'm limited. I'm limited in knowledge, I'm limited in resources, I'm limited in strength. But when I tap into a higher source and a higher purpose, and my purpose, that's when my limitations evaporate. That's when I tap into God's ultimate power. That's when I tap into God's infinite power. So a quick shout out to my dad. I thank God for my dad so much because he gives so much insight that I really do feel like I never would have come to know by myself. And I just thank God for my earthly dad because he is a good example of not allowing your past to become your future, not allowing your past mistakes to dictate your future. And he has shown me what full submission of a godly man looks like. All right. And when, like I said, it's all about the position. So when you get into a position of where you allow God and the Holy Spirit to work not only through you, but around you, that's when not only yourself, but that's when people around you start to see the God in you. So that inspires other people. It's like a domino effect. It's very magnetic. God is very powerful. So whenever you get filled with the Holy Ghost and you're talking about your experiences, you're talking about your struggles and how you overcame them, how you defeated your Goliaths, how you defeated your Pharaoh, how you led some people out of the land of persecution, abuse, and all that, like, we have so many similar battles, and when we allow God to broaden our perspective or raise our perspective to another level to where we are able to not only see but also comprehend the lesson and comprehend the process, that's when we are able to fully see the transformation in the hand of God move. And it's so powerful because when God touches you, it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. So I just wanted to get some house cleaning done, and just a quick shout out from my dad. So another thing, let's start with prayer. All right. Every time we create an environment, we have to create the environment so that God can come in and tell us what we need to know, direct our thoughts, direct our hearts, because we can't do anything on our own or in our own strength. So we have to go ahead and tap in before we do anything. All right. So God, I want to thank you for this day. I want to thank you for coming into this home, coming into this house, coming into this vessel and using it as you please. Father God, I ask that you please break away every chain, dear Lord, that is holding us back from your perfect gift. Father God, I want you to break every thought, every evil tactic that the devil tries to entangle us with. Father God, I ask that you cleanse us from the inside out. Father God, I ask that you renew our minds. I ask that you please direct our paths, Father God. And even when we do fall to the wayside with our human emotion, human instinct, or human knowledge, Father God, I ask that you please brush us off, Father God, and pick us back up and put us back on the right path, Father God. We thank you for your grace and your love and your mercy. We thank you for the rich royal blood that has cleansed us, that immersed us, Father God, washed away of our sins, Father God. We thank you for not only taking the sins of the world, taking my sins, but also dying and keeping the strength, Father God, and knowing your purpose, Father God, which was to be perfect and take the sins of the world, Father God, and defeat death once and for all, Father God. So we thank you for overcoming death. We thank you for overcoming trials and tribulation. We thank you for overcoming temptation. We thank you for overcoming depression. We thank you for overcoming anxiety. And not only overcoming, we thank you for showing us how to do the same thing that you have done so many years ago, Father God. We are not of this world. We are kings and queens of the higher kingdom, Father God. So we have a power that no understanding that can surpass, Father God. We have a power that the devil cannot destroy, Father God. We have a platform, Father God. We have a foundation that rests in your hands, Father God. Anything that rests in your hands, Father God, is already made perfect. It's already done, Father God. So we thank you for that protection. We thank you for that anointing. And we thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, and the Holy Spirit that leads us each and every day, Father God. Not my will, but thy will be done, Father God. We thank you and we love you and we praise you for the rest of our days. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. May 4th. And this Devo starts off with saying, meet me in morning stillness. While the earth is still fresh with dew of my presence, worship me in the beauty of holiness. Sing love songs to my holy name. As you give yourself to me, my spirit swells within you till you are flooded with divine presence. The world's way of pursuing riches is grasping and hoarding. You attain my riches by letting go and giving. The more you give yourself to me and my ways, the more I fill you with an inexpressible heavenly joy. Guys, when I was going through this Devo and just looking at it, God pointed out a few things to me. Where he starts off by saying, meet me. Guys, it's so amazing if we just study the word of God, because we find ourselves the ones who was always getting away from God, not God getting away from us. God is always inviting the invitation for us to come into his presence, but we're not always accepting or even creating the environment for him to come into our presence. I love how he says, meet me in the morning stillness. So he's inviting us to his house. He's inviting us to his environment. He's inviting us to his presence. All right. It says, meet me. While the earth is still fresh with dew of my presence, worship me in the beauty of holiness. Now, worship is very powerful. Worship is how we communicate with God. Worship is what we stand on when the weight of the world is on us. Worship is what we do when we don't know which way to go. And I looked at the word worship, and it means the reverent love and devotion, glorification, favor, approval. All right. And another word that's tied to worship is holiness. Holiness says that it's the quality or state of being spiritual and pure. Worship and holiness, those are things that describe our God. It describes our God. Our worship, we give our love and our devotion and our favor and our approval. We give everything. We're supposed to give everything that we have back to God because it was given to us first. All right? So when we worship, we have to give it all back to God. And the reason why we worship and give it all back to God, because he is holy. He is holy than holy, okay? The quality of state or being spiritually pure. God is the only person who has walked this earth who is perfect, who is sinless. All right, so he already showed us how we can overcome the things that we deal with still to this day. All right. The word where it says, sing love songs to my holy name as you give yourself to me. My spirit swells within you till you are flooded with divine presence. The Spirit, guys, remember what I said, the Spirit is the most precious gift that we have on this earth besides life, because the Spirit searches the deepest part of God. All right, it searches the deepest parts of God. We can't do that because we're limited. We're only human. We can't just we can't search the deepest parts of our Creator because we don't have the capacity to do so. We're not built to do so. Our structure is not built to maintain that frame. The Spirit is. The Spirit swells in us. And when I look at the word swells, it says a part that sticks out from the general mass of something. The Spirit will stick out when he's in you. And when he's in you, he's just not going to sit in you. He's just not going to take a rest in you. He's just not going to sleep in you. He's going to work within you. Swells, he's going to work within you until you are flooded with divine presence. Till is a word. It's a continuous word. Till, until. That means till something is met. Till an expectation is set forth. Till that standard has been reached. Spirit swells within you till you are flooded with divine presence. Divine. It means of the very best kind. A1, first class, groovy, par excellence, terrific. These are all words describing our God, describing Jesus. He's divine. He's holiness. He deserves our worship. The world's way of pursuing riches is grasping. You attain my riches by letting go and giving. Now listen to what he tells us. Listen to the insight he gives us for the world that we live in, for the world that he walked in, for the world that he paid our sins for. Let me tell you, the world's way of pursuing riches is grasping. Now let me tell you what the word grasping means. Having or marked by an eager and often selfish desire, especially material possessions. The world's way of pursuing riches is by eager or often selfish desire, especially material possessions. Guys, we can't be a part of this world because it's going to destroy our inner person. It's going to destroy the gift that God gave us. It's going to destroy the baby that God wants us to birth, to push out into the world so that it can manifest, so that it can save souls for the kingdom. You have to dissect God's word. We can't just be surface level players. We can't be surface level players, because I promise you, once you get deeper than the surface, you're going to see that there's a lot more grit that needs to be taken care of. The deeper you go, the more will unfold. That's not always necessarily a bad thing. It's a good thing, because we need the deepest parts of ourselves, of our inner man, to have light shine on it. We need it, because although we live in a dark world, we still sometimes have dark moments. And we can't help it, because that's just our human nature. But when we stay connected, when we give praise and worship, when we give acknowledgement to the Holy Spirit and to God and to Jesus of what he's done, he will flood us with divine presence. You attain my riches by letting go and giving. The more you give yourself to me and my ways, the more I will feel your inexpressible heavenly joy. Guys, it says attain. Attain means to obtain as a goal through effort, exertion, grind, strain, sweat. Now that word attain, it looks nice, but the process of actually obtaining something is not always nice. It's not all, it doesn't always feel good. It's not always clear. It's not always understood. So that's why we have to go to God and allow the Holy Spirit to help our thoughts, because his thoughts are higher than our thoughts. His ways are higher than our ways. So look at that's kind of a two-part deal. You attain my riches. That's one. You attain my riches by letting go and giving. That's one. The more you give yourself to me and my ways. So you're just not giving yourself. You're just not giving yourself to the instruction of God. You're giving yourself to the movement of God, to the perfect plan of God. The more you give yourself to me and my ways, the more I will fill you with inexpressible heavenly joy. Guys, when I looked up inexpressible, it said beyond the power to describe. Beyond the power to describe, beyond the limitation, beyond the human emotion, beyond the circumstance, beyond the struggle, beyond the argument, beyond the economy, beyond the world. You got to go beyond in order to receive what's beyond your limitation. You feel me? You feel me? The more I will fill you with inexpressible heavenly joy. Inexpressible, beyond the power to describe. Heavenly, it goes back to the words of describing our God. Heavenly means of the very best kind. Divine, holiness, heavenly, these are words describing our God. These are words describing our King. All right? So once we tap into that, we will receive the very best kind. Jeremiah 29:11, God gives us things for our good, for our hope in the future. He doesn't give not one thing that will destroy us. That's not a God of love. That's not a God of unconditional love. All right? The first Bible verse was Psalms 29:2, and that said, honor the Lord for the glory of his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. Honor, acknowledge, respect, glorify. Honor the Lord for the glory of his name. Whose name is better than God? Whose name is better than Jesus? That shall already give us the motivation, give us the excitement, give us the willingness to praise a name that's higher and above all other names. Worship the Lord. There goes that word worship again. Worship the Lord in all the splendor. And splendor means brilliant, gorgeous. We got to worship the Lord for how amazing he is, for how brilliant and gorgeous he is. And when you talk about those things, when you talk about how brilliant, how gorgeous, we're talking about the love, we're talking about the peace, we're talking about the joy, we're talking about the grace, we're talking about the mercy. All right? The second verse is 1 Peter 1:8. You love him even though you have not seen him. Though you do not see him now, you trust him. And you rejoice with glorious, there goes that word, inexpressible joy. Guys, we have to give ourselves credit, more credit than what we usually do, because I myself am a person who is kind of a perfectionist. If I do something and I feel like I don't do it to the best of my ability, I get mad at myself, I get angry at myself, and that shuts me off from other blessings that could potentially be for me. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? You can't shut yourself off from a blessing that is for you. All right, now, thankfully, by the grace and mercy of God, that even when we destroy our own self, God is right there. He took into consideration all the mistakes, all the wrong turns, all the thoughts, all the things that we were running with that we're not supposed to run with, all the things that we're holding on to that we're not supposed to hold on to. He took that into consideration while he was on the cross, while he was on his way to the cross. That's why he died for it, because he saw better in us. He looked at our hearts, all right, not our actions, not our words. He looked at our hearts, all right. So we have to understand that we are putting our faith and our trust in God. And it says you love him even though you have not seen him. I have not seen face-to-face God, but I have seen his work. I have not seen face-to-face God, but I felt his power. I have. Though you do not see him now, you trust him. And you rejoice with glorious inexpressible joy. Whatever we let go and give to God, he'll return for us according to his glory and his riches. I feel like that's where, especially me, that's where I kind of doubt and get anxious, because I have something that's in my that's in my grasp that I love so much, that I want to use so much, that I want to take care of so much, when all God is saying, I want our relationship to stay number one. I don't want you to get bottled down by the task that I have given you, because again, I'm not worried about the task. Even if I didn't pick you to do that task, it was still going to get done, because I'm a perfect God. I don't need you. You need me. But I love the relationship that we have, the more that you give yourself to it. That's the type of God we are. Remember, he's not forceful, but he's going to give us the free will. He's going to tell us up front what he brings to the table, what he can do for us. It's our job to accept it, learn from it, and use it, apply it. That's our job. Whatever we let go of, if it's according to God's will for our lives, he's going to bring back. He's going to bring back to us, all right? For the second devotion that ties in with that, it said God brings you to himself. Guys, I love this one so much, because, like I said, when you encounter God, it's not when you encounter God in praise or worship, when you encounter God through trials and tribulations, or any type of encounter, he's using it to draw you closer. Okay? He's using the situation to draw you closer. Okay? We have to understand that when we go through trials and difficulties, because we always often think, we allow our human emotions to be like, oh, why am I going through this? Why me? Why me? When God is saying, I'm doing it for a reason. I'm doing it for a purpose. You just have to look at the process, understand the reasoning. All right? It says God brings you to himself. You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I bore you on eagles and brought you to myself. God did not deliver the children of Israel out of Egypt so that they could enjoy the promised land. Listen, that was so profound. I had to stop and understand what he said right there. God won't deliver you from your trial and tribulations just so you can feel good, just so you can be happy, just so you can have joy. Yes, that is a byproduct of the deliverance of God, but that is not the ultimate reason of why he delivered you from your situation. Okay? Keep reading with me. Keep reading with me. He freed them from their bondage so that they could become to know him and worship him. Guys, that's all Jesus wants. That's like some of us. When we're in a relationship, all we want to do is feel loved. All we want is the communication to work. All we want is that support. All we want is that love and affection. All we want is that strength from our partner. That's all God wants. And no disrespect to the relationships out there, including mine, but God is above the relationship that we have on earth because everything else flows from it. I'm gonna keep going. 3 months after they left Egypt, God reminded his people why he had delivered them on eagle's wings. It was to bring people to himself. That is, God saved them so that they could enjoy intimate fellowship with him. God is intimate. He is intimate. The intimate of intimate. That's all he wants for us to have and to keep. All right? The Israelites had been slaves with no freedom to worship God. Now, with their own land, they could come to know and serve God freely. God's call was not to destroy the idolatrous nation in Canaan, not to settle the lands they conquered, and not to establish a new nation, although all those would be accomplished. Guys, he says so much. He says so much. God is telling us that he didn't just deliver the Israelites out of Israel just to punish the state of what they were doing to God's children, or that so they could settle in new land that God had blessed them with, or to even establish a new nation, although all those already not already happened, but were to happen. Like, God doesn't need us to carry out his plan. He doesn't need us to carry out his plan. He's perfect in all his ways. Rather, God called them primarily to be a people who loved and worshiped him. Through God's act of deliverance, they came to know him as an almighty and compassionate God, and they were now free to respond to him. We are so active-oriented that we assume we are saved for the task we are to perform rather than the relationship with God. I'm going to read that again. We are so activity-oriented that we assume we are saved for the task we are to perform rather than for a relationship to enjoy. That's so important, guys, because yes, God wants us to be hearers to his word. God wants us to be, in a sense, partners with him, collaboration with him in his perfect plan. Yes, he wants that. But it's important that we remember how it all started. That's basically what God is saying. Don't forget me. The levels that I take you to are going to be more than what you have ever visioned. But don't forget about me. I'm going to take you to another level that's going to break generational curses. But don't forget about me. I'm going to give you a gift that's going to help millions of people. But don't forget about me. I'm going to solve your finance problem. But don't forget about me. God uses our activities and circumstances to bring us to himself. When he gives us a God-sized assignment, its sheer impossibility brings us back to him for his enabling. God, he even tells us that whatever we ask of him, and when it is given to us, when it's given back to us, you have to automatically almost expect that it is bigger than you. You have to automatically almost expect that what was given back to you after you laid it on the cross, after you let go, after you said, God, if it's not my will, if it's not your will, don't let it be done. When you got in that position of letting it go, if it returns back to you, expect God's hand to be on it, and expect that you cannot do it in your own strength, in your own knowledge, and in your own power. That's why it clearly says God uses our activities and circumstances to bring us to himself. When he gives us a God-sized assignment, its sheer impossibility brings us back to him for his enabling. God enabled it to manifest. God enabled us to have the strength to carry on. God enabled us to have the vision. We're not oh my gosh, that we have just amazing visions, amazing businesses, amazing ideas flowing through us. No. I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but no. Whoever humbles himself. All right? If we are not careful, we can inadvertently bypass the relationship in order to get on with the activity. See, God doesn't only tell you what he brings to the table, he also tells you what happens if you don't accept. Listen, he also tells you what will happen if you don't accept. It may sound forceful, but when you really study, when you really get in depth, when you really find out what's on the inner man, you would see that he tells you what will happen if you don't accept for your good. I don't know anybody who would read something that's destructive, and still not accept the good that could come from it. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know anybody that would accept bad, and I don't know anybody who would accept bad when good is available, when perfect is available, when divine is available. You feel what I'm saying? So if we're not careful, we can inadvertently bypass the relationship in order to get on with the activity. When you are busy in your activity for God, remember that God leads you to the experiences in order to bring you to himself. God leads you to the experiences in order to bring you to himself. Everything happens in God's timing. God will use the activities and circumstances to bring us closer to him, not to receive the blessing and just be done. Not to get us delivered from our depression and just be done. Not to give us finances that overflow and just be done. Okay? Not to put us in a position to where we can help others and just be done. Okay? Once we're in this fight, we are in this fight. It kind of reminds me of when I played sports. When I got in the game, I had to do my part. For a lot of athletes out there, you already know when you're in the game and you're not doing your part, you're going to find yourself quick on a bench. You're going to find yourself there, and you're going to find yourself staying there until you understand that when you're in the game, it's not just about you. When you're in the game, it's for your brother and sister. When you're in the game, it's for you to do your responsibility and your obligation to serve God, because when you serve God, you serve yourself and everyone else around you. We're not in the game just to look good. We're not in the game just to receive acknowledgement. We're not in the game just to receive his glory. We partake in that. But that's not the reason why he delivered us. That's not the reason why he died for your sins and my sins. That's not the reason. Once given a task, it should be so God-sized. When he says God-sized, he's already taking you, he's already keeping your mindset up there at that expectation. It's God-sized. It's not human-sized, because if it was human-sized, everybody would be able to do it. When it's God-sized, the task is going to keep you coming back for God's strength, for God's knowledge, for God's direction. Because I don't know about you, but if God gives me a God-sized assignment, I'm going to do my best bet, or at least I'm going to try to do my best bet not to fumble the ball. Because if I fumble the ball, I don't know who's connected to that blessing. My blessing is not just for me. God-sized, when he gives us a God-sized task, you should automatically see that it has God written all over it. It forces us to go back and stay intimate so that we don't sabotage or destroy the task in our own ways and thoughts. He enables it to manifest. Even in the midst of activity for God, God still leads to experience in order. Guys, you have to dissect what he's saying. God still leads me to experience in order. In order means it's already done. It's already predestined. In order to bring, that means he already has a plan for this specific time, for this specific moment, for this specific Devo. We have to start listening and have to have our spiritual eyes open so that we don't miss God's instruction, because it's all predestined. We're just catching up with his plan. That's where I fall short at sometimes, is that I'm thinking God is working in the background. Yes, he's working in the background, but he's not making new Get what I'm saying? Nothing's new up under the sun. Get what I'm saying? Nothing's new up under the sun. So, although, yes, he's in the background working on my behalf for my good, giving me a hope in the future, he still just allowed me to catch up with what he's already done. He is the author and finisher of our faith. He is omnipotent, past, middle, and end. So he knows everything that's going to happen. So why not keep that relationship open? Why not keep that relationship intimate? God, the relationship that we have with God is just like any other relationship. We have to keep it healthy, and we have to continually keep working on it, and we have to continually die to ourselves so that we can be our best selves in the relationship. All right? That's what we have to do, and that's what God loves. God loves a cheerful giver, and he also loves when he sees us wanting, thirsting, going after the relationship. We have to go after the relationship more than the blessing. All right? So, guys, I thank you for tuning in. I love you, and I thank y'all for watching. I pray that this is helping y'all as much as it's helping me. If you have any questions, please comment. Please subscribe. Please tell a friend. I'm like I said, I'm here for perspective. I'm here for you. I'm here for myself and you. I want to help. So if there's any questions, anything you would like for me to talk about, anything you would like for me to add, don't hesitate to shout out, to reach out to me, and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right. Peace, love. I thank y'all. Have a good one.